days have passed. The sun should be setting now. I cannot walk on and fall to the ground. I keep looking up.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? How you doing? Today we're gonna do Bros reviewing anime. Right now, this episode is brought to you by those guys upstairs. For some type of reason, we decided to do something entertaining and fun for everybody. Hopefully you would understand why we did it. But anyways, guys, I want to introduce you to two friends of mine who are going to help me review this anime. Hopefully you guys would understand that I needed help. So I want you guys to know they're helping me do a review. And hopefully... introduce yourselves, guys.
Yo, Shimmer Crash here. What's up?
Ecto123 here.
Hopefully everyone would understand that we're here to review Tokyo Godfather. That's right, Tokyo Godfather, which was a pretty good anime, but it was also made by Studio Madhouse.
Yeah, it was directed by Satoshi Kon and Shogo Furuya.
Yeah, which Satoshi Kon had recently passed away, and back in
About a few years ago, wasn't it?
yeah, it was a few years ago, and it was sad that he died. It was one of his, he was missed. He was like, I believe I remember meeting him at a convention one time. He did a questionnaire, and everyone asked him questions. He did some interesting things, and it was nice enough that he actually did do a nice thing to answer a lot of questions.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, he was a good director.
Yes, he was.
What I really liked about the guy that he really, brought out the fantasy into reality.
Yes, he did.
You're probably known better as the director behind Paprika and the anime series Paranoia Agent.
Yes.
Yeah, he was. I had to say, he really put some unusual works out there, but Tokyo Godfathers to me was more of a real down to earth, real life kind of story.
Yeah, it kind of did in a way, and of course I was kind of impressed with it, even though I'm surprised that this was one of Satoshi Kon's work. It was also his legacy that he actually made this story.
Yeah, I mean, he really... This was a Christmas film anyways.
Yeah, it was a Christmas film in a way, because it also it was like a holiday film.
Yeah, it really was.
It was one of those holiday films that really touched a really big, it had symbolism, it had a lot of meaning to it, like about humanity and everything. It had a lot of that in it, and that's what I liked about this anime in a way. But there were also some things that most people were surprised by.
Yeah, and I had to say, for what it was, the story was really in depth.
It was more like the tale of redemption in a way.
It really was.
It kind of had that whole, the plot was basically they found a child.
May I explain the plot?
Go ahead.
Now, Tokyo's Godfather's plot is simple. It's all about three homeless people living in modern-day Japan finding a baby abandoned in a pile of trash.
Yeah, I mean, the three of them just decided to take in. I mean, one being a transvestite, one just being a normal guy, and I think the last one was a woman, wasn't it?
Was a teenage girl.
Was a teenage girl. And I had to say, I mean,
and they all had past.
And they all had some past connections in a way.
Yeah. And their past connection was kind of it kind of surprised me when you find out a lot of stuff about their past. Like you find out in the film, like everything else, and especially in the cast of the characters that they had in that storyline was actually interesting. I was like looking at it going like, okay. Especially the homeless man. When you find out that he was an avid bike rider, there was another interesting fact about
Madhouse.
that one of the directors or the producers was an avid bike rider.
Mm-hmm.
He loved riding bicycles. He was a racing fanatic for bicycles, and he used to ride along. And I was like, and they even did a short film based on it too. It was from I think it was from one of their movies that they made from Madhouse, and they did a short film about racing. I forgot what it was called though.
I don't really remember myself, but I remember seeing it.
Yeah, and I seen the short film. It was basically it was actually two, either the producers or the directors that were doing it on their old age, competing against each other, and they were actually fan of bicycle, riding.
Mm-hmm.
It was interesting to see how they implemented in the movie, bicycle riding and everything. I was like,
yeah, like the old man Gein was the one was the one chasing down the woman in the truck.
Yeah,
on a pedal bike.
On a pedal bike, and he was like, he was a champion.
Yeah.
He was like a championship bike rider, and it was surprisingly funny how they revealed their past, differences in the of what they were.
Yeah, and not to mention that, like, you realize in the end they each have some family connection to somebody that wasn't a homeless person themselves.
I know, and it was interesting to see how they, the transvestite, for example, I forgot her name. I forgot the character's name.
It's hard to remember really.
They called her Uncle Bag,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting to see how they did it, and it was kind of like, let's see, the fact that they had the cast. Okay, it was okay. Jin, that was Jin, the middle-aged alcoholic. Hannah, who was a transvestite. Hannah, that was the. Hannah was actually a pretty interesting character and laughable too.
Yeah, I mean, Hannah really brought in the comedy.
Yeah,
my favorite character was Miyuki, the runaway girl. I really liked how they fleshed out her background story.
I know, it was interesting that they revealed it. So, what do you think of it?
Well, I gotta say, it was pretty great. Compared to all the female characters I've seen in anime, she's practically one of my favorites now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was an interesting character, and the fact that she basically, surprised you at every moment, especially in the end.
Yeah.
We can't reveal the ending due to the fact that
some people have yet to see it, and it was a big irony ending. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, but I actually want to bring up a little something that was kind of that I know that a lot of you can relate to.
Because
I mean, as you know, Satoshi Kon. I mean, this was his last film, but now these days, there was a final film from a more recent director, Hayao Miyazaki. He's doing his last film as well.
Yeah.
I mean,
but they said
Hayao Miyazaki.
But surprisingly, there's rumors going around that he also is not retiring from the.
But yes, I mean, Satoshi Kon is his. How should I really say this? Okay, like. Tokyo Godfather is Satoshi Kon's movie, while Wind Rises is Hayao Miyazaki's
movie. But the fact was that he died. He is still alive. He's like the Colonel Sanders of anime.
Yeah, very true.
Because he has the white beard and everything. He is like this.
I was thinking he was more in the lines of Chuck Jones or
yeah, he
David,
is.
He really is.
The Fleischer Brothers.
He's like he is.
And not mention, even if you really think about it, their animation styles are kind of similar.
In a way,
similar
yeah, because he did it I think a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Because I know that he did one particular anime, in particular back in, what was it, the 60s or the 70s?
I think it was the 60s.
Yeah, name one title that he did in the 60s.
Oh, let's see. I know it was, let's see. Let's look at...
I think it was sort of like The Lion King.
It really was.
I forgot.
I think it was,
It was basically about the Lion King. I know that he did
Lion King. Wait a minute.
What's his name? Miyazaki.
Hayao Miyazaki, yeah.
Yeah, because...
yeah, let's see. He was, his works,
Jojo Bizarre Pat Labor 2 movie.
And he also did
the layout. Rojan.
Oh yeah, I remember now. He was the director for Perfect Blue.
Yes, he did.
Millennium Actress, Paranoia Agent.
Paranoia Agent, Paprika.
And not to mention some of our. I know some of you people are Giant Robot fans. Satoshi Kon also did Pet Labor 2.
Layout. He did the layout for it. The background animation for Rojan Z. He did a lot of things in life that most people did. Okay, World Horror Apartment, 1991. He did Tokyo Gar. Okay, he did The Dreaming Machine, directed and write. There was a lot of things that I'm surprised by.
By this like very like. Impressive.
He wasn't also the writer. He was also, one of the animators. One of the he from his change from all this. Go ahead and talk about it, man.
Okay, listen. He also did the animation for the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure OAV and the writer and director of episode 5.
Yeah, I had to say this man did a lot of good works, but Tokyo Godfathers. I mean, I know it's not well known by a lot of people, but it still has to be one of the best.
I used to hear about that movie all the time. It was a hit.
I mean, but these days, considering it's not well known, it's just such an old movie.
I know.
Yeah, Rojan C is another example that I didn't realize he did the background he was the background animator.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, you find out a lot of things you never knew about him. When he did, it was like a major switch from anime to writing.
Yeah,
to writing and directing. That's kind of a big change and surprise.
Not to mention, he was actually the one. He was actually the one who worked on the Toriko stuff.
Oh
no,
Toriko.
It was a Doshinji work. It has nothing to do with me.
No, I mean it was a branch of it though.
Yeah, assistant artist for Akira.
Holy crap!
Yeah, he was the assistant artist.
Yeah, and honestly, I actually love that he was the assistant artist for that. I've known for a long time about that.
Yeah, it's surprising that you okay, incomplete. Oh, that's sad. Opus. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I mean, Opus was actually an incomplete manga.
Yeah, surprisingly, there's a lot of things that, from his switch over to years of experience doing this anime of Tokyo Godfather, it was surprisingly fun.
Mm-hmm. It really was. It didn't really show like a really religious side of the holiday.
It just showed people trying to do the right thing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, like, 3 homeless people trying to help out, trying to get a baby back to his parents.
And the sad part is that in the situation that they were in, they were always getting
into some stupid trouble.
Stupid trouble. But go ahead and talk about it, man. I'm hoping you got some input on this, man.
Yeah, we would love to hear a lot.
Yeah.
What I liked about Tokyo Godfathers is that it was really a refreshing change of pace compared. I mean, it wasn't like, more realistic than most anime films I've seen. It was more down to earth and stuff. It didn't have any, talking animals or magical creatures or anything like that. I kind of like anime films that doesn't delve too much into the surreal.
Yeah, or the fantasy and stuff.
Even though I'm a fan of Mr. Miyazaki himself.
They really, there was one part of the movie that they did that was surprisingly funny. You remember when they did the angel?
Oh yeah.
It was funny. Yeah. It was funny because he wanted, do you want my magic or you want an ambulance? And he chose the ambulance, which was the right answer.
I gotta say that my favorite part has got to be when the transvestite guy got dressed up singing in that club.
I know.
Oh my god! It was just the funniest thing. Like, I know. You're ugly as hell. all of a sudden, just the transvestite just flips out on him.
I know. Hannah was just funny. She just knocked him out. And he felt he that was his honest. That was like his background story and everything.
Yeah, I mean, personally, it seems like every one of them had their own some kind of skill set.
Even though Hannah couldn't sing The Sound of Music that well, she was having a problem singing.
She still had fun with it.
Yeah, there was a part of the movie that they did where they did it where the kidnappers, also the AKA assassin, killed tried to attempt to kill the boss.
Yeah, the Yakuza boss.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. They actually did some accurate Spanish.
Yeah, that was the one that really threw me. I mean, like, I didn't expect to see like Spanish in a Japanese movie.
Yeah, the fact is that they kind of said something in Spanish like "help me," ayúdame, and I was like, okay, I get what. And she was, and the part where the what's her name came in and just it was funny though. I know that. Let's see. What's her name? If I keep forgetting, it was the part where they. She said help. She said thank you to the kidnapper. It was
Yeah.
Because the guy was saying help me. Was saying in Spanish help me, ayúdame, and I was like, and she said thank you very much. you understood what they were saying.
Yeah, and honestly, I love the way this movie represented the comedy.
I know it was funny because the guy was probably desperate because the so-called Spanish guy that assassinated the Yakuza boss. It was funny how they did some accurate Spanish right there. It was like ayúdame, saying that and the fact that Miyuki just was like she didn't understand what the heck the guy was saying the whole time, even though she was trying to say in English, thank you very much. It's like, okay, that does some, because he was trying to say to her, help me, come with me, or something like that.
Yeah.
Is that what do you think of it?
Think of what?
What the guy said in that whole thing?
Yeah, the Spanish guy, that assassin guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was pretty funny.
Like, what's your input on that?
Well, it was nice to see an anime film integrated other cultures.
Yeah.
And another language into its own film.
Yeah, because after looking at it, I was like, this was surprisingly, funny, surprisingly down to earth. And what can you add into it?
It was definitely more realistic, and they didn't, sugarcoat anything in that film.
Well, there was one part they sugarcoated.
Yeah, that is true.
There was one part they sugarcoated that, honestly, Hannah actually got lucky. And I'm not gonna bring out the actually got lucky in the end.
Yeah. And personally, it didn't really ruin the movie, but honestly,
it was more of a Mary Poppins type deal.
Oh, it really was.
It was, in a way. They sugarcoated the whole thing. Like
for those of you watching, if you've seen the movie, you'll get what we're saying.
Yeah, because it wasn't really, I don't really judge, bad animes like this, because animes like this, you don't always get the chance to watch. Heck, I was lucky. I was unfortunate. I was really fortunate to watch it back in
2006.
2006, but actually I watched it back in 2008 because I wasn't able to get a chance to. And it was interesting to watch.
It really was. The realism was good. The animation was just superb. And I think it was surprisingly real.
I really like the main characters overall. They really stole the show.
Yeah, and still we bring up Hannah a lot, and I had to say, he just stole the whole thing.
Yeah, Jin, I really felt sorry for Jin, but even though Jin, he made up for,
A lot of the mistakes.
even though he made a lot of mistakes in the film, he basically, surprised people what he did next.
Very true.
I really like the character of Miyuki, because I thought that her background story was really sad.
Yeah, I know. It was sad because you find out that she accidentally, or possibly tried to kill her dad.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
And there's like a lot of darkness in a lot of their past, from Jin to Hana to, Miyuki. There was a lot of like things that they felt bad about, that they decided to become homeless, and there was the reason for it.
Yeah, as more their retribution from what they did.
And what they did was more, of a surprise to everybody, that yeah, we're homeless, but
We seem to make it.
But we're still human beings, even if you look down upon us in society. It kind of had that message.
Yeah, we're still people too.
We're still people too, even if you don't
we're all
like
human.
us. We're trying to do something that's right.
Yeah, I mean, this movie really puts things in perspective.
Yeah.
Because you saw how Jin reacted when that guy tried to tell him, because he tried to relate that message to him about his wife, that his wife wanted to kill her.
Mm-hmm.
Wanted to kill herself, and Jin tried to save her life,
Yeah.
because he wanted to stop the situation, because he felt that he was responsible too. In some way, he was in the first time when he surprised me, he was selfish. He felt bad. Then he did something for an old man, and the old man told him something. And he realized, after looking at a picture, he was going to go and
just resolve whatever he started.
yeah. And it was a pretty good. It was a very adventurous. It was very funny. It was very a tale of
A tale of redemption.
a tale of redemption, miracle, It was all of the above in a way.
And personally, one thing I really did like about it, it didn't strain the Christmas message. I mean, as most Christmas movies do.
Yeah, it wasn't really a bad movie. Tell me what you think, man. Come on.
Well, I'm glad that this particular movie didn't, try to mix in the religious themes of the holiday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, personally, I think Ecto's right about this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't try to go with. Even though in the first movie you saw the Christian,
In like the first part, you saw like the choir Christian, like, the boys singing.
Yeah.
Sing
you just find out down the road that this is not what the movie's about.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was basically the message of, goodwill.
Goodwill towards men.
Goodwill, a goodwill towards human beings.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you feel like you're a, outcast and everything, homeless people are people too, even if you don't like them, and they were trying to do the right thing. Even if they the situation where they were going to try to hold the baby, Hana tried to, make sure that the baby gets into the right home, and finding out that the baby was kidnapped.
Yeah, and I gotta say, I think this movie just really set itself straight. Didn't really go into too deep into anything.
I know, it was a good movie. It was funny. It was entertaining.
Lighthearted.
It was realistic.
Mm-hmm.
And it took a lot of heart to pull this off. It took a lot of I just wish Satoshi Kon was alive to hear this.
I really do myself. I mean,
he
but
was
yeah.
a real talented director.
Well, hey guys, I think we got to end it here for now.
Yeah.
I hope everybody.
Hold on.
Huh?
We forgot to do one thing.
What's that?
Mm-hmm.
Should we recommend to rent it, stream it, or buy it,
I would say either buy it or stream it.
or collect it?
I would say stream it for your friends and buy it for yourself.
I would say buy it for yourself.
Mm-hmm. Well, as I said before, I think we had to put this at an end right now. I hope everybody enjoyed our little session here.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, I think we'll see you guys later.
Yeah, so you can like, subscribe, comment, or make comments about this down below. Hopefully you'll enjoy our program. See you guys later.
Bye.
See ya.